welcome or welcome back to my channel, Joy Plans. This week, it is moving week. I am so excited, and now hindsight, we are in our new house and it feels so good. And I thought that this moving kit from Kittenish Girl Jess would be perfect for this week. I did the printable version from Pink Planner Shop, and at the time my Cricut design space, that's really what it was really struggling, and it was like printing things kind of blurry, but I just didn't have the time or energy to reprint. So we are rolling with it. So if you see that, hopefully it's not too noticeable. I think I was like a little worried, but once I laid everything down, it was fine. But it's not like my normal quality of my printer in my design space. But since then, it has been fixed and it is all good. I am pairing this also with Icy Blue Solids from Plan With Me Stickers and a Plan With Me Stickers foil bundle. It is called Moody and it's from her shop. So you can buy it in shop, but I originally got this as a mystery from either between February, March, April, somewhere in that time. It was her monthly doodle drop or monthly foil drop, which just is my favorite subscription ever. And I just thought that this would be really cute to go with this kit because it kind of looked like wallpaper, which goes with, moving into a new house. And then I also liked it because it was a little bit busier, especially the box overlays. And I felt like this kit was pretty simple, so it could handle a busier overlay, if that makes sense. I didn't really have I don't have any quote boxes, which it just seems quite wild because I love quote boxes. I guess I just didn't feel like any of them matched. I don't know. I was also kind of doing this in a rush as we were packing up where we were staying and moving into this place. So maybe I just didn't. I don't know. I have no idea, but I just didn't. But there's a cute little doormat that says this must be the place, and I put it on the sidebar, so maybe that kind of sufficed as the quote box. So anyways, long story long, that is kind of the details of this spread. Since I pulled in the Icy Blue Solids, I just did blue on Thursday. I love that blue shade, and thought that I was only going to do pink one day a week, or one for the Thursday box, but with pulling in the blue as the solids, that just felt like the right move, and I am happy with it. So overall, this was a very, very busy week. Oh my goodness, I feel like I'm still recovering. So it was the week that we moved into our house and we got the keys on Monday, which was super exciting. But this week also was report cards were due and conferences were happening. And if you are a teacher, a teacher, report cards are stressful, especially the first round, because it kind of lays the groundwork, and especially when you have report cards that lead into conferences, because that's what you're talking about with the parents. And thankfully, I've interacted with most of these parents a couple times, so this isn't the one and only interaction that I'll have this year. But I know for a lot of teachers, conferences are extra big deal because it's your one chance to chat with parents. So thankfully, I had some other positive interactions before. And all my conferences, in hindsight, went so well. I felt so lucky. A couple moms even gave me a hug, and that was just really nice. I feel like the school that I'm at is just, I could not be in a better place. So that is really refreshing. I feel like teaching has just been refreshing this year. When people ask how it's going, that's the word that comes to mind, because it has been really draining the past couple of years. And if you've been part of my channel, you've heard some of the woes. And that's just some that I can share, or that I do share, but behind the scenes, it's really tough to be in education right now. So being at a school where I feel like supported by the parents and by like my principal and staff feels really good. And the kids are just like, I don't know, it's just different. So it has been like refreshing to be able to just teach and not have to like parent and teach. I feel like that has been like a big part of the past couple of years, is that I'm having to do so much parenting and that I like can't get to the like teaching part. So anyways, that was just like, yeah, it was just a busy week with all that. And report cards, like learning a new school's report card system. Like I thought I had it figured out, and then somebody told me like new information. I felt like I was kind of getting different information from different people. So that was really stressful. And then conferences like got extra spread out because I was trying not to do super late days with it being moving week. So then it felt like conferences went from like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We got a half day, thankfully, on Thursday and Friday. But yeah, they're like 30-minute conferences. So and you have to have some like buffer time. So it adds up. It's just a lot of talking. So anyways, that's like the school side. I think that, yeah, that's pretty much all the school side. And then home side, like I said, we got the keys on Monday, but the people who owned our house before, they clearly had moved out and like had a moving company move them, because they just left the place completely trashed. Like not even a single crumb was wiped. It was like stepping in filth. It was so gross. So we thankfully, like our real estate agent was really generous and paid for it to be professionally cleaned. And my mom and I cleaned my previous house. When we moved in, like it was manageable because it was like professionally cleaned and then handed the keys. So I don't know, it's just been like such a learning curve, and like so astonishing how some people leave their houses to the next owner, or even like how they leave it for people to like come walk through to potentially buy it. Because when we sold our house, we left it immaculate. Like we scrubbed our way out of it. Like you could not tell. And I don't know, it's just so kind of been a little frustrating to see how some people just trash it. They don't like trash it in the way of like vandalizing it, but just like they're very careless. And I don't know, there's just a lot of like little things that have just been adding up with being in a new home. But that's just all part of homeowning. Like if you are renting, it's so nice to just like call your landlord and be like, this isn't working. But yeah, so we walked into the house and the AC stopped working within like the first couple days, and we got it fixed, but that was like frustrating. And our pool wasn't working. It's still not working. We have hopefully somebody coming out, and like holes everywhere, like giant holes. So we literally have a hole that goes from our master bedroom into the family room, because they share like a wall, and it's just like a 4-inch circle hole that goes straight through. Like why? Literally why? And there's like 4 of them in the master bedroom, and I think it has to do with like TVs, but like why do you need that many? I don't know. Like cable management, it's like 3 different people had cable at some point, so the cables are like everywhere and the cords are everywhere, but then they just like snip them, so you can't connect them and like tap into them or whatever it's called. But it's just been interesting. So I feel like I'm kind of all over the place, but we had the place cleaned on Tuesday. So we did some loads that night after work, just running things from like the Airbnb to the new house and setting it kind of like in the garage. And then on Wednesday, our pod arrived, and thankfully my in-laws came and they helped like unload it. So that was like very, very helpful, because they were able to help with like, yeah, like I said, unloading it and starting to unwrap some boxes and put up furniture away. They were like machines, and they got it done so quick. So thankfully, like the moving stress wasn't really on me too much, because so then I could focus on conferences. Like my husband was really intentional about that, and it worked out great to have like my in-laws come down. and help out. But it was like so good to see our stuff, which sounds so superficial, but like we haven't seen it since June, middle of June. That's when we like sent our pod away. So yeah, it was like so nice to see our stuff and be like, oh yeah, there it is. I don't know. But kind of with that, like catch 22 is that like I envisioned our stuff a certain way in this house and it just was not fitting. We downsized a bit and just a different floor layout. This house has a ton of windows, which is amazing. We love that. Like Washington homes just don't have a ton of windows because it's just so dark and gloomy. And Arizona homes too, because sunshine. And so we have like no wall space and we have some like hand-me-down furniture and it's just, yeah, it just didn't fit like I wanted. And so I was a little in my feelings about it, which again sounds so superficial, but when you like finally are so excited to see your stuff and it just didn't fit the way I wanted, it was just disappointing. But now I feel like we're in a good place and I'm liking how it's all coming together. So anyways, that's the base and here's the final spread. Finished spread. I think this turned out pretty cute. Sadie is yawning. I feel like this isn't like my all-time favorite kit, but I do like it and I feel like it does the moving week justice. So yeah, that is the finished spread. It feels so good to be like caught up because this whole week I couldn't plan and I just like missed it. Oops, I'm so sorry. But yeah, that is the finished spread and thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in my next video. Bye everyone.